So now, without further ado, I would like to welcome Thomas from pt2, and he's going to introduce the rest of his team, and then they're going to give an overview of the Bermuda Battery Energy Plan. So let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you, Eugene. Thank you, Stuart. I'll introduce ourselves in a minute, but the first thing I wanted to say is, of course, thank you for coming. We are very, very happy to have the chance to be able to present the work we've done on the alternative plan. So the presentation will be quite intense technically. It will last for about half an hour. We will do our best to find a good balance between being technical, being thorough, but also being clear. Bear with us. I think it's worthwhile you understanding exactly what we've done so that you can judge by yourself whether it is robust and it is a plan worth supporting or not. But before we do that, introductions first. So the three people of our team here today, Dora, Chris, and myself, Thomas, and there's a wider team in the office who has worked on the plan. So the team behind the plan is those 6 people. As you can see, we are all energy experts. We've got different backgrounds, but energy and sustainability is our area of expertise. We're all based in London, and we do a lot of construction projects, but we do a lot of consultancy for local government on energy plans. So the reason why we do more and more of this is, as energy experts, we think that we have to find solutions. So it's not only about pushing one technology or asking the politicians to do something. We have to make sure that the plan works. So that's why our alternative proposal is not just the promotion of one technology. It's not just commenting on the plan. We wanted to go through the same motion as Belco, do the same exercise to the same level of detail to make sure that what we were proposing was robust. So, but before we do that, I'll just explain briefly why another plan. And there are 3 key reasons. The first one is that renewables are becoming mainstream. Second one is a lot of countries and a lot of islands are using renewables. And the third one is that we think there's a significant risk with the price of fossil fuel going forward. So if we take this one by one, renewables are now mainstream. This infographic shows you the amount of investment into new electricity generation worldwide in 2017. $265 billion US have been invested in renewable energy, more than double the amount that has been invested in fossil fuels. When we talk about renewables, we're really talking wind and solar. Other technologies exist, they have their roles to play in particular circumstances, but as you can see from this graph, it's really mainly about solar energy and wind power. And it's not only that they are becoming mainstream, it's that they keep on growing. You know, the curve is exponential. Lots of people are saying that with the technology improving and the prices falling, it will carry on. And one very important thing on this graph is, so hello, yeah. You can see the pace of the change over the last 10 years. So 2007, 2017, 2 different worlds. And we think it's really important that the new plan for Bermuda is based using 2018 thinking and not 2007 thinking. A lot of countries are using renewables, and you see the flags of many countries which have more than 20% renewables in their electricity mix. So that's not a target, that's what they're doing now. And these are leading economies, countries which have half as much sun as you have, not as many opportunities for wind as you have. So They think it's sensible to do it. They managed to make it work in an electricity market which is very complicated. So surely that's a sign that things can be done here. And many countries, states, provinces have higher targets. If we look specifically at the islands, this graph, and I'm sorry for the small font, but you can see a lot of different islands and what their renewable targets are with the year by which they want to achieve the target in brackets. If anything, it shows that the Belco plan lacked ambition as far as renewables are concerned, because the scenarios it looked at was between 5 and 10% renewable electricity, whereas, as you can see, the proportion is much wider for many of the islands. So, St. Kitts 20%, St. Lucia 35%, Caricom 47%, Jamaica 50%, Cayman 70%. We think it's a very positive move for many of these islands, and Bermuda should be in that pack. And finally, prices. So this graph shows you how volatile LNG prices have been over the last 20 years. There's every reason to believe that volatility will still be there for the next 20 years. And what we've done is we've indicated in purple the range of LNG prices that has been assumed in Belco's IRP. And as you can see, it's fairly optimistic. So if the reality is different from that assumption, then the prices in the IRP are optimistic too. And it's not only the volatility, it's really the price themselves. So this graph shows the cost of LNG, and the dotted lines are different scenarios assumed by the US Energy Information Administration, and the straight line is the assumption in Belco's plan. So again, it is optimistic, it may happen. If it doesn't happen, it could go in the wrong way for prices. So these are just, if you want, the reasons why developing a plan is important, and I'll hand over the mic to my colleague Chris,